Good evening, everyone. What's up? This your boy Heat of Cool doing another live. Hope everyone had a great weekend so far, and I hope y'all have great plans for next week as well. Today's topic I'm going to be talking about is why men do some things or go to certain places, but they don't know is weird. So that's today's topic that I'm going to really talk about, and hope y'all will understand when I'm coming from when I'm talking about this, about the men and stuff. uh you know um Growing up as kids, we did strange things to other kids. I'm talking about other uh boys and stuff, and strange things to other kids, other boys, like weird stuff. But when we grew up and stuff, we put that stuff behind us. We put those strange things behind us, and know that that was weird and stuff. And today, men still do strange things today, if they know about it or don't know about it. I'm talking about weird things to other men, or you know, going to certain places that they don't know is strange, and going with a couple of, guys, friends, and they don't know the places that they go to is strange as well. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Or do things that they probably do know about it or probably don't know about it is strange. And that's that. So that's today's topic is going to be about, like, if a guy stand too close to another dude and he does it on purpose or mistake, that is strange as well. That's kind of, weird or gay and stuff. Sometimes, I don't be thinking, and I be standing close because the line be so close, and they be, and person be asked, don't stand too close. I respect it, and stuff, but I didn't know. But most times I stand like, 5 inches away from anybody, and stuff, including a dude, and stuff like that. When I'm at a place at Kroger's or a fast food joint, and that's that. And I know y'all accidentally be like that. I know y'all be doing that by mistake as well. Be standing too close to another dude, might be on your phone, but at the same time, you don't know, you probably stand like 5 or 6 inches back. And women do the same thing as well, standing close to probably other women, and they ask them don't stand too close and stuff, or they do the same thing with men. But most times, that's weird if another dude stand close to another dude. I don't know if he be doing it by accident on purpose, but I don't do that. I don't do that and stuff. That's one strange thing that men be doing. They don't know about it or they do know about it, but it's not cool to stand close to people, especially another dude, especially the same gender as well. Another thing that what I see strange out and about is, like, I be questioning myself. I see a couple of guys hanging and stuff, like 3 guys. It's all right for 3 dudes to hang, but 4 and 5, that can be strange as well. I don't know, they up to something, or that's weird, or something that's going on why 4, 5, or 6 men are hanging. I be questioning myself that I be seeing sometimes when I'm out and about, seeing like 6, 7, or 8 dudes hanging together. And I be questioning myself, or the gangs be kind of doing strange things with each other when they be hanging, or what? That's why I be questioning myself. I won't be surprised about that. But it's a such thing. It's a such thing as gay gangs. I never seen it before, but I probably seen a group of guys hanging and stuff, but I don't recognize their gay gangs. And that's strange right there. What certain things that a person would do, hanging with one another, 4, 5, or 6 dudes hanging with one another, that can be a strange vibe as well. And I be seeing it a couple of times when I'm out and about and stuff. That's another strange things that I be seeing with where I with when I see several dudes hanging and stuff. Another thing that can be strange if a person hang with a person the same dude all the time, something's up something is up with that picture, something is wrong with that picture. I don't hang with the same dude every day. That's kind of strange and weird right there. Like it's best for a person, to hang with females than dudes, because a person hang with the same dude all the time, that is weird. Like for an example, it's a sister, a close friend that I know. I have not talked to her in a while. She told me one time when I used to stay with this guy that knew my brother. Like I used to stay with roommates, and the person that was like, I would say, so called the head of the household, she told me that she wanted to hang with him and let him know about that from her. So when I had told him that, he was like, he didn't want to hang with her. I'm like, what? Why is this dude don't want to hang with her, but you want to end up hanging with another dude? And when I used to talk to this dude, he be talking about the same dude that works at Kroger's down the street from where I used to stay at on La Vista. They used to go to movies together and hang with each other together. And I'm like, bro, something ain't right about this. You rather hang with another dude, but you don't want to hang with no woman to go to the movies with her than another dude. Come on. That's not, something ain't right about that, and stuff. So I'm glad I got out that situation, that household, and the person that I used to stay with that was not supposed to be there, him, him and the guy that's the head of the household, that's his place, they used to hang all the time. I found that out. Something ain't right about that. That's strange. Hanging with the same person all the time, I'm talking about the same dude all the time. That is strange. That's weird. Like something is really going on more than hanging. They might be doing something behind closed doors that they're not knowing anybody. They're not knowing. They don't want to know anybody about, including myself. They don't want to know nobody what they're doing behind closed doors. So that's probably what they're doing. I don't know if that's the case, but at the same time, hanging with that individual all the time is strange. This the same person that used to, like, cook food for him when I used to stay in that household with him with his shirt off. I'm like, why you cooking for another man? And that's strange right there. So dudes be doing strange things like that. I would say most of the times. And I'm not gonna be cooking for no other dude. I cook for a woman, but not no other man. That's strange. The only time of a dude cook for another dude if they have like if it's a hangout, like closest friends, like brothers, they can only do that. But cooking for one dude and stuff that all the time, I mean, period, that is strange. I mentioned this before a couple of times when I was doing like other topics, but this part of the topic I'm talking about, why men do strange things or hang at places that are strange. That's part of the topic. And that's why I brought this up and really saying that for an example. So that's another thing. Uh Another thing about certain places that, I used to be a part of a church, and I'm gonna say it anyway, called ICOC. When I used to like go there a long time ago, they had, Sunday service midweeks. Like midweeks is like they have it on some churches, that's part of ICOC, will have it on Wednesdays, and other times other churches that's part of ICOC will have it on the Thursdays. And they used to have like afternoon midweeks. If people go to the 12 o'clock midweek service, I think in the Georgia State area, they go there. They go there. They go there to worship, because they have to like work like around 5, 6, or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, they have it at 12, but they have to be to work between 2 3, 4, 5, or 6. But the thing, but sometimes the strangest things to what they do in the midweeks, like they'll split up men and women. Like the men will have midweeks one Wednesday, and the women will have the midweeks like next week on the next Wednesday. And that's strange about that. That at the time I didn't thought about it at first, but sooner or later I found out like, men splitting up having men midweek and women splitting up having women midweek. It's hard to pronounce. It's kind of strange right there. Like people want to have a mixture between people want to be having a mixture between men and women or mean together and having great fellowships with one another, with the women and stuff. Not having fellowships with men at a men's midweek and women at a women's midweek. That's strange to my opinion. I'm not saying they're not like that, but just splitting up men and women, it's kind of strange, and stuff. Cause I have a feeling when I was there, other brothers will be tired of that. Like, man, where's the women? I want to fellowship with the women. Not like that they're gonna talk to them and having lustful thoughts about them or in a lustful way. And I bet you the women have their midweek. They be like, man, I wish brothers would be there so I can have a conversation with them. Not saying they ain't gonna have a conversation in a lustful way, but just have a normal conversation about their day or their week and stuff. But splitting up men and women, that's kind of strange right there in the so-called church. And I remember when I used to be a part of it, I used to go to this camp down in Penfield, Georgia called the Swamp. And, I was a camper there, and they had like everybody that was part of the ICOC, whether they be in the east or west regions, would go there as campers or counselors to, talk about God, preaching the Bible. I know they be preaching in the wrong way and stuff. Just saying that for an example. But it was times that, they split up cabins, like brothers, men sleep in the men cabins and women sleep in the women cabins. That's kind of strange right there. But the part I'm trying to get to what was strange, two things that were strange that I didn't even know about at the time. That when the guys have like a party in their cabins, I remember one time that everybody was dancing, but when you have to like enter the cabin, you have to take your shirt off to, dance in there. And I'm like, at first I didn't even thought about it, but when I went to and yes, they had pizza and stuff, pizza and drinks and dance with the shirt off. But when I went to school and told one of the guys that was like a close friend to me, he was saying, "Don't you know that was gay right there?" I'm like, "What?" I didn't even know because I wasn't thinking. He was helping me out, and I was a kid. I was still a teenager at the time when I was there, and I didn't even notice that. And then now I know now, if a dude's having parties, there's only men there. That is strange. That is gay. With the shirt off, that's really weird right there. So if you end up hanging with friends that's going to a party like that, don't go because that's strange being around a lot of men. I want to go to a party where it's like women there. I'm not a party person, but if I want to do something like that, it has to be women there as well, not no other men. That's weird. That's strange and that's gay, to my opinion, and stuff like that. But that's one part. That's one strange thing when I used to go to the camp down in Penfield, Georgia called the Swamp. But it's the thing that really, really, really was weird and stuff. They used to split up men and women when we go swimming down in the camp. Like all men would be at the swimming pool one day and all women be at the swimming pool the other day. That's strange right there. That's gay. And I'm just telling like it is, that's weird. Like they was doing strange things like that as well. The only time it was a mixture between men and women, like it was they did that one time, like everybody was at the pool together, and yes, women was in their bathing suit, and I was struggling, but it was the strangest thing. And I'm gonna put this on blast. I don't care if people go to the ICOC get offended when I say this, but it was the time when I was there at the camp, and it was all men there. The counselors that was like men counselors that was like lifeguards, they had on freaking bathing suits. Everybody was laughing. I was laughing. And one of them was saying, y'all wrong for that. That was gay. What they was doing that for? I know they was having fun and showing out, but no, man, I ain't gonna do nothing like that and stuff. No, not me. And I'm like, come on, guys, man, what is this, man? What is going on? And I'm like, that's strange right there. So men be doing strangest things like that. And hanging out with other men, that's strange as well. It's all right for a person to hang out with two of their friends, but 4 and 5, 6, something ain't right about that. That's strange as well. So those are the strangest places that I went to when I was in ICOC. And other churches, they had camps like that. They ain't gonna do that weird stuff. If they had a swimming pool, everybody's gonna be together, men and women, and that's that. And looking at a woman, like I said in one of my videos, is a natural thing. Whether in their bathing suit or they dress attractive, it's normal. But the so-called church would be like saying, if you look at a woman, look at a woman's bottom part, that's lust. Or, their breasts and stuff, that's lust. No, it's not. The only time it's lust if a man and a woman do something together. I believe that was strange of what they was telling me and other members that used to be a part of that church, ICOC and stuff. So that's strange as well. So those are the strangest things men can do, or go to certain places that is strange where only men will go to as well. Like for an example, if concerts going on like Pretty Boy types, like a Chris Brown or Usher concert, if two men go there, even if they're like closest as friends and stuff, homeboys, that's strange right there. Like women gonna look at those two men like, okay, why is they at a Chris Brown concert, Usher concert, or Neo concert, or any other R&B artist concerts, even a Bow Wow concert, because he a ladies man. They gonna be like, why is they here? Why is they're not with a date with the wife or girlfriend? Why is 2 or 3 men at a Chris Brown concert or Usher concert or Neo concert or any other Pretty Boy R&B concert? That is strange. That's gay, to my opinion. I believe that's part of the man code right there. And I'm just telling like it is. Cause when I be online and stuff, I be seeing the Chris Brown concert, the Usher concert. I see huge audience. I be seeing mostly women, and I be seeing mostly with women with their girlfriend or with their boyfriends or husband. I seen a couple of dudes, I think, sitting together before, this past weeks at their concert. I'm like, what the hell? And I researched about it that anybody can go to their concert, but I'm not going to go to their concert by myself or with one of my homeboys. No, I'm not doing it. The only time I go to a concert like that if I have a date. That's the bottom line. I don't care what AI say about that. I'm not going to show up at no Pretty Boy concert. That is strange. So the only time a dude can go to concerts like that if they go with their wife or their girlfriend or a woman that they're interested in. That's that. The only time the concerts that are available that's not Pretty Boy type that homeboys can go to are Ice Cube concert, or what else, who's not a ladies man, or a Wu-Tang concert, or any other country's rappers concert like Nas, Common Sense. Those the only time that guys can hang going to a concert right like that. That's not strange right there. But still women can go there with their homegirls and all that, husband and boyfriends and stuff. But what I mentioned right there, they're not pretty boys. I mean, they're not ladies' man or pretty boys and stuff like that. So I shared that for an example, like going to the when I used to go to the ICOC in the camp down in the swamp. That's a place where it was strange that I was telling you that splitting up men and women going to the swimming pool or going to midweek, that's strange. And I mentioned about hanging, if I see like 4, 5, or 6 dudes hanging together, that's strange. And mentioned about the Pretty Boy concerts like Usher, Chris Brown, Neo, and any other Pretty Boy R&B artists. That's strange if 2 dudes go there. Those are the strange places for 2 men to go to, or hanging with several men is strange as well. So, by the way, they're gonna be in Atlanta in November. I think November the 1st. They're gonna do 3 shows or 4 shows at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Usher and Chris Brown. I'm just letting you know about that. So that's all I want to say about that. And I got some takeaways about why men do some things or go to certain places, but they don't know it's weird. And here are the takeaways that I wrote down. All right. Men sometimes do weird things or go to strange places because they lack social awareness, misread social cues, or focus only on their own personal goals. They might also follow old habits or group pressure without thinking about how it looks to other people. Brain difference in focus. Tunnel vision. Men often focus hard on talk or men often focus hard on one task or interest. They block out everything else around them. Miss cues. They might not read body language, urges, or focus on expressions well. They miss when people look uncomfortable. Local over social. They may choose the most direct way to do something. They ignore unwritten social rules. Social habits, and group pressure. Pure influence. Friends can make strange behaviors seem normal. Men do things together that they would never do alone. Habits and comfort. They keep doing things the same way for years. They do not notice that times or expectations have changed. Okay, not caring what others think. Some men lose the desire to fit in as they get older. They do things just because they like them. And those the takeaways that I got from why men do some things or go to certain places, but they don't know it's weird or strange. But anyway, that's today's topic and stuff. And I don't really say this much on YouTube. By the way, if you decided to check my videos out, also check my music out as well, because I do music as well. I'm a rapper and stuff. I'm on YouTube, I'm on SoundCloud, I'm on Snaps, I'm on Reverb Nation, but sometimes the app is down right now. It's been like that off and on, Reverb Nation. I hope it is back up of tomorrow. I'm on there as well. And hopefully I will put my music on, Facebook, Instagram, and other sites that I'm trying to do, because I'm part of DistroKid as well. You can also check me on Snap as well, or BandLab. I do music on those apps as well. But anyway, I'm out. Stay safe. Have a great week this week. And that's that. Like I always say this, stay cool. Don't be a fool. And that's what's up. And peace. Oh.